everybody. This is Des from According to Des, and today I would like to talk to you about vegetarianism. So I get a lot of questions and comments about being vegetarian, so I guess I'd just like to touch base on those questions and comments I usually get, but also talk about my journey into vegetarianism, which took many years. So I guess in general, I was just never really a big meat eater anyway. My family are big meat eaters. I'm Italian, and there was always a lot of meat and meatballs and spaghetti and meatballs. And my family also loves Chinese food, so we'd always get like pork fried rice, that kind of stuff. But I was never really a big meat eater, so I found myself even on Thanksgiving having all the sides and not the turkey. I loved the mashed potatoes, I loved the string bean casserole and like all that stuff. And I was never really a big turkey eater. So going vegetarian, I never really thought about it, honestly. I never knew it was kind of like a thing. I had heard people being vegetarian. I didn't know that much about it, but I just knew in general I didn't really eat a lot of meat, really. So there was this free event on my college campus that I went to. It was a documentary showing, and it was Earthlings, narrated by Joaquin Phoenix. And just from start to finish of this documentary, I was a sobbing, uncontrollable mess. I still think about that documentary. Oh gosh, I must have watched that. That event, I want to say, was maybe even like 8 or 9 years ago or something like that. And it just really opened my eyes to all the ways we abuse animals. So basically, I always highly recommend this documentary. It is really hard to watch. I mean, literally images of this documentary still pop in my head to this day almost, but it was just so informative and educational. It just kind of talks about all the different ways we abuse animals, like for entertainment, for food, for clothing, just all that kind of stuff. So basically, after I watched this documentary, I decided that I just had to help animals some way, somehow. And I've come a long way since then. I mean, my boyfriend and I, we run a cat rescue. It's not as active now because we just moved, but we ran a cat rescue for years. I volunteered at shelters, blah, blah, blah. But back then I loved animals, but I wasn't really involved in any like animal rights or animal activism or anything. So I decided, okay, that's it. I'm going vegetarian. How do I do this? I don't really know. I didn't know how to cook at all. I've come a long way since then too. Now I could like cook my own meals without looking at a recipe and stuff like that. Not a lot, but here and there. But I don't really eat out. I cook all my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I've come a long way, but back then I didn't know how to cook. I didn't really know what to do. So I decided my best route, because I'm not an all in, all or nothing kind of person. I'm more of like a gradual leading up to type of person. I decided that my best route would be eliminating one thing per year and just really practicing on that. I want to say this was in the fall that I saw the documentary. So I decided that my New Year's resolution was going to be to cut out all beef products. And so like hamburgers, meatballs, that kind of thing. That was my first year. I cut that out. And there were some slip ups here and there. I remember I ate like a pizza roll or something and it had meat in it. I mean, there were just things that happened by accident. So my second year, I decided to cut out pork products. And I think it was that year that I went to China, and it was really, really hard to be vegetarian in China. Meat came in everything. Everything I ordered, meat was in it. So, I always just say, do the best you can. I tried really hard. I mean, I ordered an omelet and there was like chopped up tiny little pieces of pork in it. I didn't order it with pork, just everything had meat in it. And I just tried the best I could. And I just knew when I got home, I would do better, So there's always going to be slip ups and mistakes. It's just about trying the best you can. I did that every year. My hardest one that I left for last was giving up sushi. And this is kind of funny because I love sushi so much. It's so good. And I just really enjoy it. I don't even really like fish in general. Like I don't really like salmon or like whitefish or any of that kind of stuff. So that wasn't hard, but sushi was really hard. So I went to my friend's bachelorette party. It was a weekend trip to a B&B, a bed and breakfast, and they had vegetarian sushi there because she doesn't like fish. And I'd had this epiphany. I was like, oh my God, there's vegetarian sushi. I just hadn't even thought of that before. It just didn't occur in my brain for some reason. So that was kind of stupid. But as soon as I discovered there was vegetarian sushi, I gave up sushi, no problem. So many sushi places you go to have really great vegetarian rolls. So I've never really had an issue with that at all since then. So it took a few years. I want to say It took me maybe like 4 years to go fully vegetarian. Some things were easier than others. Like I said, the sushi was the hardest part, but other meat like turkey, I gave up no problem. Bacon, no problem. One thing that was like kind of silly that was really hard for me to give up was hot dogs. I freaking love corn dogs. So that was really hard for me to give up. Those were probably not even hot dogs, but just like corn dogs were like probably one of the, not that I ate them all the time, but those were probably one of the last things I gave up to. But it's been a few years now. Like I said, I saw that documentary like 8 years ago. It's like 7 to 9 years ago. I don't remember. So I've been on my journey since then. And the last few years, I've been fully vegetarian. And I'm not going to say I'm fully vegan because I'm not at all, but I have cut out dairy milk, cow milk. I'm trying to cut out dairy as much as possible. There's not as many vegan options at restaurants as there are vegetarian. Any restaurant I go to, there's always a vegetarian option. That's never an issue. Not even just salad anymore. There's like full vegetarian meals. So that's been really great. I love veggie burgers. There's just so many options now. I love the Impossible Burger. I love the Beyond's Burger. They're so good. But restaurants have been really doing a really great job at offering vegetarian options. Vegan, not as much. My boyfriend and I just recently tried vegan butter, so we've been using that. He doesn't like it as much when we make pancakes because it lacks that rich buttery taste in the pancakes, but I think they're still pretty good. So we just kind of been experimenting with that. I used to hate vegan cheese. When I first tried it, I literally spit it out and thought I was going to throw up. It was disgusting. But vegan cheese has even come a long way. We tried this vegan cheese that was, oh my God, it was so good. We just bought a pack of it, but it's expensive. It was like $9 for a little tub, but we ate it with crackers and that was really, really good. So it's been easier than ever, I think, to go vegetarian and vegan. I don't know that people ask me if I'm going to go fully vegan all the time. I don't know that I'm going to go fully vegan. It's not really like a plan. Ideally, that would be nice, but I'm just not somebody who pays attention to that kind of stuff. Like I don't pay attention to like calories and like sugars in my food. Like, I don't know. I just like eat whatever as long as there's not meat in it. So that's kind of hard for me to plan because I'm not like a label reader. So I feel like that might be a little difficult. I have been looking up vegan recipes on Pinterest. Pinterest is my savior. I could not cook at all. Mark taught me how to cook when we first started dating. And I would say, like, I would argue I'm like not a great cook. I could follow a recipe exactly, and it just always comes out better when he makes it for some reason. Pinterest has really been great. You could search vegetarian options. You could just search vegan options. I always type in like vegan dinners and things come up. So I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to cut out dairy. I've been trying to cut out cheese. It's hard. Dairy is just everywhere and everything. I really love dairy-free ice cream. I really love the coconut-based and almond-based ice creams, but I notice it takes a lot longer for them to defrost than milk-based ice cream. They're still really good and flavorful and rich, and that's also really good for people who are lactose intolerant. They just take a little more time to defrost, so it just takes a little longer to eat it. A lot of ice cream shops have also been offering dairy-free ice cream, which I think is great because I love ice cream, but I don't notice a difference with the dairy-free one. I think it's still as delicious. So like I said, I think it's been easier than ever, but a lot of the comments I get are people are like, oh, I could never give up meat. Oh my God, I don't know how you do that. Don't you miss bacon? Don't you miss a hamburger? Well, I mean, I eat all the same stuff you do. It's just like substituted. I still eat hamburgers all the time, but it's just not a cow. It's bean-based. It's, black beans, sweet potato, quinoa. I had one recently that was cauliflower-based, cannellini bean-based. So there's a lot of really good options, and especially now with the mimics, like I said, the Beyond Burger and Impossible Burger, that a lot of places are offering. A lot of burger joints are having those. Even I heard McDonald's and Burger King are going to be offering the veggie patties. So that's really great. So I really don't miss meat at all. I never think about it. Really 100% never tempted to eat meat. So I think people can do it. I mean, it's really just a lifestyle change. We're adaptive kind of creatures. We're resilient. I think we just get used to things quickly. So I got used to the vegetarian lifestyle really quick. But like I said, just when I travel, it's a little bit more difficult. It was more difficult in Thailand. Laos, it was super easy. And something I noticed that was so interesting too is that here, if you substitute a veggie burger or you ask for something without meat, or you ask for you're like, oh, I don't want that side. I don't want bacon on the side, just keep that away, whatever. They keep your price the same. In other countries, countries, they'll like reduce the price of the meal because you're not having meat. So I thought that was really interesting. Something about the United States that I've noticed is that I've never experienced my cost of my meal being cheaper because I didn't order meat, but I have experienced that in other countries. So that was interesting. There's a lot of derogatory things towards vegetarians on Facebook and Instagram for some reason. I don't really know. So even somebody I know on Facebook posted that their friend was coming over for dinner and they're vegan, and they were like, I don't really know like what to make. Does anybody have any suggestions? And someone commented, yeah, I suggest you get new friends. Just like comments like that I don't really understand, because being vegan and vegetarian is really, really good for the environment. It saves lives, literally. Anybody that knows me personally knows that I love animals more than anything on this earth, more than anybody on this planet. I just love animals so much, and it like literally keeps me up at night thinking about the ways that they're tortured by the food industry, and it's really, really sad. And by being vegetarian, you don't contribute to torture and murder. There's just like a lot of benefits just for our planet, the environment, animal rights. It's really good for your health. It lowers your cholesterol and blood pressure and everything. So there's just a lot of benefits to being vegetarian and vegan. I don't know, there's these people that like look down on that lifestyle for some reason. I don't really understand it. Maybe they just don't understand the benefits. Maybe they don't understand changing your lifestyle, but I think it's definitely something worth looking into. And I hope that one day a majority of people are vegetarian or vegan, plant-based diets, so that we could really help the earth and help animals. I read a statistic, I don't know how true it is, but I read that the dairy milk industry is really like plummeting because so many people are just switching to non-cow based milks, like almond milk, soy milk. I mean, there's coconut milk. There's just like so many different options. So I read that industry is really decreasing. So I hope that's true, and I hope it's a trend that keeps going. I mean, I could literally talk about this topic all day, every day. So if you have any questions, let me know. It's something I'm really passionate about. Not the diet part, but like the animal rights part. And I would just like do anything for animals. So I'm really trying to cut out animal products wherever I can. That is my spiel for today. Like I said, let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will gladly talk about this topic forever because it's something that's really important to me, and I really just think about it all day, every day. It just consumes my mind, the welfare of animals and how I could help them any way that I can. I will see y'all next time. Good luck on your vegetarian or vegan journey if that is the path you're going on. Good luck.